It's a common American experience for the first of an immigrant class to experience discrimination and abuse. How you handle it, that's up to you. In my dad's case, he had to fight for everything he ever had. And that's what he taught us how to do.
For Michael Ward, what started out as an effort to capture a father's story turned into a sometimes painful journey through New Hampshire history.
One of the things that I found in telling stories about my family is it hurts. It hurts people.
Our story begins in 1957, when Michael was just a boy. The Ward family moved from Brooklyn, New York, to this country home in Lee, New Hampshire.
There were probably 20 houses on Lee Hook Road from 152 to 155. That's it. About every third one had an outhouse.
Now, did you feel, as a black family, socially accepted when you moved here?
We were accepted by some people and not by others. For the most part, people that didn't accept us, just left us alone.
In an almost all-white community, the Wards were the only people of color some Lee residents had ever seen. Michael's dad, Harold, was often away in the Navy. His mother, Virginia, raised 4 kids. They had to learn to adapt to harsh winters and attitudes, racism. Like the time a realtor tried to talk his mother into selling their home.
I mean, you don't have anybody around here. So I'm offering to take this place off your hands so you can move back down south and be with your own people.
Early on, there were threatening calls to the house.
Well, we had people when we first showed up who would call and tell us we had 15 minutes to vacate the house because they were coming to burn the bastard down.
It was here on the property young Michael was taught how to shoot a rifle. He still remembers the detailed plan to defend the house and then contact police.
Then I was to go to the car, safety the rifle, get in, and go to the neighbor's house to call the police. We weren't to call from the house because if they had reinforcements, they would burn the house down. I was 9 years old. Welcome to New Hampshire.
As if being young black kids in a mostly white school wasn't hard enough, his family encountered the comments and looks. And on this road in Durham, an angry father. Michael read his account of the words he and his young sister heard from their bus seats.
Driver, what are those niggers doing on the bus? What? What did you say? You heard me. My kids don't ride on a bus with no niggers. Put them off.
While the Ward family encountered hatred and ignorance, they also found many friends and community here. Michael's dad, Harold, ran a successful diner in Exeter for years called Harold's Place. His mother was well known for presenting African violets at local fairs. His family had established roots, but their full story was kept within the Ward family.
I never talked about this until 6 weeks before my dad died when he asked me to write this stuff.
Mike wrote down his father's stories and his own and published them in books, part of a collection called Sketches of Lee.
Mom and Dad, knowing that the only way to survive and become accepted as part of the community was to destroy the stereotypes. And that's what they did.
Michael Ward uses those stories at speaking engagements like this one, often combining stories of race and everyday life in New Hampshire.
That first winter, we learned about layering before layering was cool. We always had to remove an outer shirt and socks whenever we got to school because without it, we'd roast like marshmallows in the classroom.
Nowadays, Mike Ward is mostly retired from the software business.
Yeah, I've had some interesting adventures. I got a whole set of stories called Bike Tales.
You might see him cycling around town, one of his favorite hobbies. He still lives in that childhood home in Lee,
Hey, girls.
where he spends time tending to a garden and, yes, 2 lovely pigs. 60 years after moving to New Hampshire, farming still happens here. The wards are still surviving, and race relations remain a heated topic, still relying on everyday people to stand up for change. We end with one of Michael's stories about a local teacher who witnessed the ward boys being teased in school and chose to take action.
You know, Roger said, geez, you know, I thought about it, colored people have put up with enough crap in this country, and I'm not going to stand for it in my classroom. I should have been fired. I guess I was lucky. No, Mr. Woodhead, you were brave.